we shouldn't touch it, was what I was going to say.
As I'm touching it. Okay, so just so you know, the green is where, like, if you want to look at the camera, or if I can just look here too.
So, like, right here, we're not looking at the camera?
Well, we're looking at ourselves, but if, like, so watch my eyes. So I'm looking at myself, and now I'm talking to the camera. Like, do you see how my eyes are now, like, look as if I'm looking at someone?
Yeah, it's really confusing.
Very confusing. Just look wherever you want to look.
Okay, I'm gonna
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to another episode of the Legacy Knitz podcast. My name is Chelsea.
My name is Sue.
I'm the daughter mother.
Mother, grandmother.
We are coming to you from the great state
Of
Vermont.
Vermont, where there's no snow. And Winnie is with us.
We have some snow, just not what you would expect of Vermont.
I call it like a dusting.
Dusting is accurate.
And on my live this morning, everyone was getting like pummeled.
Brittany, hi Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Lives down in the Maryland area.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Maryland. Two people
She
from
texted
Maryland.
me. She was like, do you have snow? And I was like, kinda. She was like, we have. I was like, oh my God.
I know. There was two, Claire and someone else. Oh my gosh. Who was it?
Could it be Natalie? Was Natalie on?
No, it wasn't Natalie.
She's down there.
Oh, who was it? I can't remember, but yeah. And then the Midwest, I think, is getting.
Crazy. Are we going to get it eventually? No. Dang it all. That kind of stinks.
I know.
Well, welcome to 2025. We are so happy to be here for another year of podcasting and yarn dyeing. And I just posted this the other day. I didn't even realize until I posted it. We've been podcasting for a decade. A decade.
That is crazy.
How is that possible?
In some senses, it feels like it when I look back on what we were doing.
Mm-hmm. It all adds up.
It does, but it's crazy. And it's funny because I don't know what number we're on. Do we have numbers?
We don't number them anymore.
Thank God.
It was too much pressure.
So much pressure.
Yeah, no, it's too much pressure.
But we don't have anywhere near 10 years.
No.
Yeah, we do our best.
We do our best.
Our
and it's
goal.
always, this is what the girls say to me. They're always like, well, I tried my best. I'm like, well, your best will always be good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel like, oh, we should.
Mm-mm.
Well, we might say that
Sometimes.
once in a
I
while.
mean,
But
business
it's
depending.
business. Yeah, business-wise. It's like, oh, we should. But, yeah.
But here we are, 10 years later.
10
I've moved
years
out from under
later.
the Christmas tree, and Mom and Dad have moved up to Vermont to join.
Vermont.
Who'd have thunk it?
You know, I was thinking about that the other day. Mm-hmm. It's still surreal.
Yeah.
It's still, I mean, we're going on year 2.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have said 2 years be over the difficulties of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do hope so, because there's definitely still times where it's difficult.
Like living in a house that isn't Zoe Drive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I miss the house sometimes, although you know how much we love this house.
Oh, totally. But
love
that
this
doesn't
house.
That doesn't mean you can't miss where you came from.
It was just a dreamy place to be, especially with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it wasn't as fun, when you guys weren't there anymore, because it was a family house. It was meant to be filled with people.
Yes.
And if all of you had not left Connecticut, it would have, I think we would still be there
100%.
because it was such a family gathering place.
Yes.
But yeah,
It's funny because last night, in our childhood bathroom, we had these hooks.
Oh,
one was a B, one was a J, one was a C. And when Mom and Dad moved out, they each gave us our hook, our towel hook. And I finally found a home for mine, and it's right in our bedroom. I'll put a picture here. I sent a picture to Mom last night.
I loved it.
It makes me so happy. And after Justin hung it and the girls were in bed, he was like, do you ever think about Zoe Drive? Do you ever miss Zoe Drive? And I was like, honestly, I don't. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just, it's not something that comes up in my brain. Yes, but if I do think about it, he's like, do you miss it? Like, yeah, I mean, I miss the memories we made there.
Now, the house I miss more than anything is Union Street. Do you miss that more?
No.
That is so interesting.
I was in my formative years. So yes, I loved Zoe Drive, but also the memories are also like not as tangible. They are in so many ways, but they're also just so far
Well, you were high school.
Yeah.
You were high school when we moved there. So, yeah. Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be similar as if you moved from your house now.
For sure.
Yes. I think when it's your home, even though it's your home, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's different when it's your, like, you and Dad owned that home. You made that, like, you literally built it from the ground up. So I think that you also just have
different.
Yeah, it's like building a piece of your heart where you're keeping your family safe and happy and healthy, and we were just the family that benefited from that.
Yes.
So maybe that, because that I would definitely feel that way about the home we live in now.
Oh yes, I absolutely. So yeah. So 2 years. 2 years. I'll be over it.
2 years.
No. I feel like I go through phases where I'm totally over it, and then I get these little things that sneak back in. And I think a lot of people, because a lot of people my age do what we did.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's very common. I think it feels like it is.
In your friend group, it definitely is.
Yes. And I don't know. Bottom line is it always comes back to, I'm so glad we're here.
Yes. It's a really fun place to be, and we love having you guys so close.
It is. And tomorrow's Lily's birthday. And if we lived in Connecticut, it would be just sad.
It would be a little harder.
It's harder. And you know why? They're getting so much old. Well, they're not. They're still tiny humans. But, they're just, I was going to say they're so much fun. They were always so much fun. It's just something different as they're aging and the way we communicate with each other.
The interactions are more substantial.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, she's turning 7 on the 7th. And Justin and I were just talking the other day, how is that possible?
How is that possible? And she's such a delight.
She is such a little spitfire.
She is. She's just... there's no words.
We're planning to go to the movies because her new favorite thing is the movies and the popcorn. Her and Charlie, I'm telling you.
Lily likes the popcorn?
Devoured. She just sat there the whole time.
With butter, though? Both butter?
I don't know. So Justin went and got the popcorn.
Okay.
He definitely got butter on the one for him and Charlie.
Okay.
I told him I didn't like butter, but then, I don't know. It didn't taste buttery to me, but...
You would know it was buttery.
Yeah, see, Charlie had grease all over her face and her hands.
Oh, and you know why? A, I don't like it. B, I would always get spots on my glasses. Somehow the butter would jump. Either I would touch them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but Sonic 3 just came out, and the girls are very big fans of the Sonic movies.
I know nothing about Sonic.
You don't really have to.
Okay, good.
It's just... Okay. So, we just went to see... Moana 2.
So fun.
New Year's Day? Or was it? I don't know. One of those days.
None of those days make sense.
It doesn't. They were all just in the gray.
Yeah.
And so now it's her birthday. It's a Tuesday. We homeschool, so it's not like she has anything to do. And so we were like, what do you want to do? So her plan is...
Okay.
Normal morning, just a normal morning. It'll be her pick to pick the TV show in the morning.
Of course. Hope she remembers that for poor Charlie's birthday.
Poor Charlie is struggling. And I know you have talked about this with Ben and Jake.
It's so hard.
We're working on it. I did get Lily a board game for her birthday. So I'm wondering if maybe that'll bridge the gap where it's like, this is one of Lily's presents, but we all get to play it.
It's, oh God, I can still feel the pain in my heart. Jacob had the hardest time with Ben's birthday. And his was first.
Yeah.
His was first.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Oh my God, I'm going to forget his birthday. Is this 35 for him?
He was, He's
going to be 30.
His is an easy one to remember because he was born in 90. So it's...
Yes.
Whatever, decade plus.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Her choice of TV in the morning.
shows in the morning, okay.
We are going to McDonald's for lunch, and we're sitting in the restaurant.
Of course.
That will be a big treat.
So mad I have that stupid call.
I know. Is it going to be long?
I don't think so.
Do you have to be here for it? Because you can always take the call at our house, and then we'll go. We'll figure out
we'll figure that out.
The logistics. But McDonald's. In McDonald's. And then we'll go to the movies. And then she wants to do her favorite takeout pizza for dinner. And she wants a large.
Now, Vespa. Am I familiar with Vespa?
Vespa is the place where we get the crispy chicken sandwich.
Oh, yes. They have good pizza.
They have good pizza, and it's Lily's favorite. Now I know what you're thinking. What is her favorite pizza?
Cheese.
Dough.
With cheese.
No sauce.
No sauce. Mm-hmm. And she wants a large? Could it be half a...
She doesn't want any sauce. So Charlie likes cheese pizza with sauce.
Right. She can't do half and half?
I don't want sauce on my pizza at all.
She's gonna torture that poor little girl.
Oh my gosh. So that is the game plan. It's going to be very simple. And then we will figure out a time. So my dad's birthday is also in January. Yeah. We will find a time. Maybe we could do Sunday. Well, okay. I don't actually know that.
Well, you know what? Let's leave it up in the air.
Perfect.
Because the main reason that we have to have a celebration is so I can make the cake. Because
the cake
is tradition, and he was sick, so we didn't have the cake. Didn't make sense to make it for two of us. So it's everybody knows, because I take a picture every year. It's called Bridge Meringue Torte, where you make 2 meringues. I use Cool Whip,
the best,
because we love Cool Whip. I used to make the cream, which was nowhere near as good.
That is
truly
crazy.
Nowhere near as good. Cool Whip. And then Heath bars, other meringue, Cool Whip, Heath bars.
It's heaven on earth. Your heart will race for 3 hours after you
And you will have it for breakfast till it's gone. It's nice having had the break between.
True.
Because
normally it's right after the holiday sweets.
And you just feel like I've got to stop eating sugar.
I remember as a kid, anytime there were leftovers, they would be left in the fridge, and I would just go in there and pick the Heath bars off, and I'd scoop some Cool Whip, and I'd just eat the Heath bars.
And I would just take the meringue.
I think I might have done that too.
The meringue, like, it would be loose on the bottom, and you'd pull it out.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. So yeah, we've got a lot of birthday celebrations. Then we've got little Charlie, then we've got Jake, then we've got Benny. And
then we have a little bit of a break until Kristen and Justin.
Yeah. That's a pretty good size break.
It's a good chunk, yeah.
Is there anyone in between that we're forgetting? Look at that blanket.
I don't think so. I know. We've got to talk knitting.
We do.
Should we talk what we're wearing first? Because I feel like I always forget.
Yes.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Seasons card pullover.
We've been knitting for decades.
We've been doing this for decades. We're like practically pros.
This is my cardigan.
This is my pullover, and it's done in our espresso bean. Do you remember, did I do the non-superwash? Non-superwash.
Merino.
Oh,
it's so soft. Like, I could tell even if
it's my favorite.
You hadn't told me, I would have known.
It's my favorite. I could live in this. It is. I do want it. We have to buy one of those.
I have been saying that for a decade.
Okay, so
we each need
I don't think Katie has them up at What a Yarn. I'm going to check. Next time I go. And then Must Love Yarn, I would say must have it.
For sure.
Okay, so we're going to get one. Do we have to get 2 or should we share? I guess we could get 2.
I think we might need 2.
All right, we're going to get 2.
I have one in my closet.
I agree. So that's what I'm wearing. It is toasty warm. I could have 5 of these and be happy. Can I bring up something?
Yes.
So I knit a pattern and I throw it away because it's in my Ravelry queue.
Oh, right.
So I don't keep paper patterns. Do you know, in no area do I document, so I have no idea what size this is.
Oh, no. See, that's the only reason I do.
I know.
The only reason I document.
Why do I not? My last one,
Well, you know, your go-to is 2XL, so we've got to assume.
That's what Rachel says.
We've got to assume, right?
Okay, but sometimes, I don't know. But my latest, what's it called?
Which one?
The color work that you have too. Silver Linings.
Yes.
By Jen Steingass. Not Steinglass.
Nope, Gas.
Steingass. I want to make another one. I don't know what size I made.
Had to be 2XL. What would change that for you? You know what I mean? Like, what would you have seen that would be like, oh no, I can't do that
The only
size.
thing is, I wouldn't go above 2XL, I don't think, ever.
Right.
I would go below if the 2XL number was so huge.
So then maybe look at the numbers and see what your instinct is.
It's just annoying because I'm going to be stressed about it.
I know.
It's my own fault.
I am wearing a Musselburgh hat.
I want one.
Do you not have a Musselburgh hat? Oh my gosh. In our Breathe colorway.
I'm so glad you have that color.
With a piece of tape on it. No worries. Who knows how long that's been there.
And when you took off your hat at the gym, was
Maybe I worked out with a piece of tape in my head. Yeah, I'm coming from the gym. Apologies, but also I don't care.
Me too. Not really.
No. You look lovely.
Thank you.
So this is our colorway.
Oh, I love it.
The Musselburgh hat is one of my favorite things to knit.
Look at the flow.
I know. I love it. And now I know. So hand-dyed yarn is never going to look the same for every single, like you'll probably never find it work up exactly the same way as this. I love the way this works up, and I love a Musselburgh hat because you have two different options. So one side, there's this gorgeous like nebulous pool. It reminds me of like Deep Space.
It shows every single color. That's crazy.
Wait, the camera's over here.
I love that area.
It's so pretty. So I knit this in our Cozy Toes base. It takes pretty much a full skein of yarn depending on how long you want to make it. And right now it is 10% off.
Breathe.
Breathe. If you would, did I say this was Breathe? I did, right? We're a little rusty.
I literally feel like we're like blah, 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 blah.
10 years, guys.
10 years.
10 years.
But you're getting our experience.
There we are. Yeah, for anyone new, welcome.
I am going to knit that.
It's so fun. It is so warm. It is to the point where we have either 3 or 4 Musselburgh hats in our family, and we just grab them on our way out. They're so nice.
Well, you made Dad one.
Yes.
And he loves it.
Does he? It's such a good pattern.
He loves it.
I'm glad.
It's so unusual because he tends to go to his store-bought. I think it's just how
I know some knitters that do. And
and he had another
works.
hat that he always wore. And ever since then, and he always says, this is the warmest hat I've ever had.
Oh, that makes my heart so happy.
Yeah. So I'm going to cast one on.
It's a great pattern by Ysolda Teague. It's a huge pattern. I would be shocked if anybody watching this hadn't heard of it, but it will be linked down below with all of these patterns. Will be linked down below in the description box.
Yeah.
Then I am wearing my Vienna. So I downloaded Petite Knit's Vienna set as my Advent knitting because I was gifted from Natalie. Thank you again, Natalie. The Woolens and Nosh Advent fingering weight skein. And I knew I wanted to do mittens. There's Mom's socks that she knit out of them.
Look at what the mohair does to
Wild. It looks like a totally different.
Totally different. And I love it for this scarf.
Same.
Darn it. See, now you're going to go home and I'm going to have to start all these
I get it. I know. So now let me show you a little bit about my Advent knitting. For anybody that is interested, I do have a whole Vlogmas season available over on Patreon, which I will link down below.
So good. Oh my goodness. Did you finish the mitt?
No, of course I didn't, because...
Can I try one on?
Yeah. I think I made the thumb a little too small. I mean, it's fine.
No, you didn't.
But like, see how it doesn't, is that the web of your fingers?
It doesn't really matter.
I also feel like I can block them. So I started with the mitts, which were super fun, super long.
I did not think I was going to like this, and holy cow.
Because they're so close to you just tuck them under. And then your wrists are super warm too.
So now I'm going to have to make the mittens too to go with it.
They're so fun. So when I downloaded the Vienna...
This doesn't bother me, and I think... Sorry, interrupt.
No, please.
I think when it's wet, you're going to be able to get a little bit of...
a stretch. Like, I don't think I'll block this part. I honestly think I'll just block the thumb.
That.
Yeah, maybe right there.
Sorry, go ahead.
So when I downloaded it, I thought it was a fingering weight pattern. So I was like, perfect. I have fingering weight yarn. Turns out it's a DK pattern. So what I did was I added a strand of mohair.
Regular mohair, not Surrey.
Just regular mohair. Because I didn't have enough Surrey, and I was like, no.
I think it would have made them too heavy.
Would have made... it could have been nice. I don't know. But I ended up using size 4 needles for everything, which I'm fairly certain is what the pattern called for. I finished up the mittens, and then I started on the scarf. Now...
And I thought, like, wow, you're getting a lot of yardage out of that.
Yeah, so did Michelle. Michelle, thank you so much for...
But you did get a... Look at my voice.
Yeah.
That is still...
So this is where the Advent skein stops, right here at this orange.
That's still a ton.
It's a ton of yardage. It's fantastic. But then, so I was probably around here. Michelle was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see this. Or I forget how she worded it, but she was just like, what are your plans for the scarf? And I was like, plans for the scarf? And then I was like, oh my God.
You thought you'd get the whole
Oh my God. It's a massive scarf. And so I was like, oh yeah, I've like lots of scraps. And I did have tons of scraps from Michelle's yarn. And then she was so lovely, and you were so lovely, and gave me a bunch of scraps to add on because there's no way. Yeah, this was my Halloween socks I knit.
This was the other one.
This one was from you.
That was from me?
Yeah, I didn't have this. This one was also from you.
That I know.
Yeah.
This I don't know.
I think it was from you.
Wasn't that Nevermore? Did you have Nevermore? Because I started a pair of socks out of that, but I don't think I finished them.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Doesn't matter.
But then this was Justin's Happy Camper. This was one of Michelle's. And now I still have a bunch of minis. And my plan was, and I think still is, to make a Musselburgh hat.
You should.
So that I have a full mohaired set. And this really was scrappy in every sense because I ran out of the mohair that I was knitting as well. So I just went into my pile or my stash and I got whatever color mohair.
I think you had a light tanny one.
Yep, I started with a gray.
Gray, okay.
And then I went to like a tan, which you can kind of see here.
It's fantastic.
Then at one point, like I had mint green. This was all mint green mohair. Anyway, it was a super fun pattern. I cannot recommend it enough. It is the most mindless thing. If you decide you don't need mitts or you don't want mitts, I would buy the pattern just for the scarf.
Yes.
For the stitch count and all of that because it's...
And you use size 4.
Size 4 needles is what I did for my gauge. Again, it's going to be different for everybody.
It's fantastic.
But let me tell you, it is my most worn. You absolutely should. It's my
get
most
it for
worn.
the movies tomorrow. Get it started.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Yes. Or if you have a ton of DK weight scraps, you could just omit.
You know what, though? The mohair.
I'm obsessed with it.
It does it.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Gap's winter offering. Because they always had hand knit stuff. And I remember this one year, and I think it was probably mid-90s, maybe early 2000s. And they had this stripy motif, unless I'm making it up. But I'm fairly certain I remember this.
I don't, but I wouldn't. You would.
It just reminds me of that.
You would remember that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what
That's fantastic.
Thank you. And I'm not cold right now, but I also I'm not in my... I'm just going to...
I love it.
Thank you.
I want to make one.
You should.
I want to make everything right now. I literally want to make everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want it to be fairly mindless.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
I specialize in mindless.
Yeah. It's a good thing. Mindless. It's socks. I tend to enjoy a pattern that I can remember.
That rolls me right into my next project. You want me to show it?
Yeah.
Because I did send you a picture actually that I was...
You did?
I thought I did. Wait. Oh, phew. Oh, I almost fell off the chair. Okay.
Oh, don't fall. Oh, I'm all about the sandy bags right now. This was sitting empty on my shelf.
I have, it's because Sandy, 1, hello, we love you. 2, she's so generous with us. She always sends us bags and she's just absolutely the best. So anytime I have a project that I'm like, I'm not frogging this, but I'm not ready to work on it.
Put it in a sandy bag.
Put it in a sandy bag. I have a whole shelf of sandy bags that I can just like pluck from.
Where do you keep your, why do I not know
basement? Because it's not out in the open.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
I know nothing.
I think you do.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah. I haven't been posting a lot.
Needle, just you know.
Oh, thank God. Thank you. So I finished this one sock in the year of our Lord and Savior, 2020.
No, sir.
2020.
That was like
25 years ago.
What pattern is this?
It is, I'm going to put it on the screen because I don't remember, but it's a Melody Hoffman. She did a collection of textured socks back in 2020.
Can you buy them?
Patterns? Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. So this is like her chevron pattern. I want to say it's like Nurture or something. I love it. And what I did, again, I'm in this like mohair kick, I guess.
I would never think to put mohair in a sock.
I'm pretty sure that's what the pattern called. Like, she's very brave and like bold with her patterns in that way. She really plays with textures a lot and different fabrics. And so I cast this on. This is our Peaches and Cream colorway and our Cozy Toes base. And I had this one completely done in the bag. And then I had my little DPN holder that just had the cuff.
And you've done that much?
I've done this much in the last, I don't know, 2-3 days.
You've already dropped the heel.
Dropped the heel. I'm just about to start turning it.
I love a dropped heel.
Me too. And I did the little garter ridge bumps.
I love that.
Me too.
I always forget about it.
I think that's a Melody Hoffman special. I'm pretty sure she's the one that I discovered that little. It's so fun. So I'll show it to you finished up. So it just has that little bit, just that little detail. And I think it's so cute. So that is the other thing that I'm really actively working. Well, the first thing that I'm actively working on besides that second thumb. And I'm so excited to have them done. I'm really in this mode of, with books and with knitting, like, what do I still have lingering around?
I agree. I don't have a ton of do I? I have a lot of stitching lingering.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have 2 sweaters that need to get done, why didn't I bring that one in?
I also have a sweater, yeah. But yeah, so anyway, I'm in this like, and I posted this on Instagram too. It's like, for some reason, I know a lot of people like with the new year, it's like, let's cast on some new projects to work on throughout the year. But I find myself looking back and saying, what did I leave behind? Let me take that with me.
Well, I don't know if you feel this way, but I definitely feel this way, is I didn't have any space to prepare for the new year coming. To think about, like, what I wanted to do.
Because you were busy with the holidays?
I think just the holidays, with Christmas, it was just everything, it just didn't stop. And I like to have a little breathing space to think about the upcoming year, and even as far as having that journal ready to go and that kind of stuff. So that for me got in the way.
So it's almost like January is your it's your transition month. It's like you go till the end of December, and then it's let's slowly start to get back.
Well, but I don't like it to be a transition month. I want it to get right into January.
But it isn't.
But it isn't.
Right.
No.
Yeah, no. I get that. I get that, because I feel like that with my journaling, like, by the time I get together, like, the supplies I want to have to journal and all of that, it's
and then I get caught up in I didn't start, so but I'm trying not to.
I get that. I think I've sidestepped that, but I do get it. So what are you working on?
Well, right now I'm not going to show you what I'm working on. Because it'll get to the end where we want to show our new color.
Yes, true.
But I will show you what I'm working on that doesn't involve that.
Okay.
There's 2 things. I'll show this first. So these are Dad's birthday present, which he knows about.
Oh, he does
finally.
Know.
Yes, because I couldn't stand it. So the Fingerless mitts.
What is the pattern?
Well, I'm going to talk about the pattern. Okay. It's a good one. So I have 3 because this one I forgot to do the 10 rows in between the cuff and starting the thumb gusset, which for Dad has big hands, so that's going to impact.
Yeah.
But I didn't undo them because they're perfect.
They fit you perfect.
Yeah.
So are you going to just make 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I will. I just want to be done. So I only have 2 fingers left here and the thumb. So when you're knitting along, you automatically put the pinky in.
Interesting.
And I have not made gloves in a long time, fingerless gloves in a long time, which, let's be honest, these could be normal gloves easily. And I used to have a pattern that I loved. I made them for Ben when he was in drum corps.
Yes, I'm as you were talking about them, I'm picturing that.
Promptly lost quite a few, and I'm just like,
Benjamin.
And they were such nice ones too. So this is just a workhorse yarn. I think it's Lang, which I love. I would use patent Croy for these. I wished I had some of that because sometimes that can be a little more interesting. But honestly, this is so dad. This just screams dad. So I went online because I couldn't find the book and I was so annoyed. And I found this. We talked about this morning on my live. It's called Fingerless or Knot Gloves. It's a free pattern by Snapper Knits. So she wrote in her thing, these were not test knit.
Oh, okay.
Which I was like, well, I'm good with that. Like, I kind of know how they're made. But it was still like nagging at me like, oh, what if there's a mistake and blah, blah, blah. And I'm knitting along and I go to put in the ring finger. And I can't figure it out. I have no idea what she's talking about. I'm like, oh, shoot. And I look for my book. And then I was like, Sue, maybe like stop.
Wait, when you say look for your book.
The original one where I had the pattern I loved.
Okay, so this is not the original pattern.
No, this is not
this is something
this
that's
is
similar.
from Ravelry.
I get it now. Okay.
And so then I was like, just put it down, put it down, put it down. But in my head, I'm like, great, now I can't finish them. Again, I promised something that I'm not going to give them. And I'm going through all this. So then the next day, something in me said, just take a breath and actually read the pattern. Like, look at where you are.
Whoa.
And realize, the page before had the initial setup that I needed. So the pattern is excellent. Excellent.
Amazing.
It's free. It's me not taking the time, assuming I know more than I know.
I get it.
And it makes complete sense. It's a great pattern and it's free.
I'll link it.
Yeah. So I'm working on those.
How much yarn does it call for? Is that
I will tell you. I know I have enough to make 2 pairs.
And what are you said you're using Lang?
Lang. It's the same as opal. Like it comes like an opal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's a lot of yardage. 50 grams fingering weight.
That could be I mean, for me, when I knit a pair of socks, I have at least 50 grams of fingering weight yarn afterwards.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Super fun. Yes, the fingers look fussy. I don't want to say they're not fussy. They might be fussy, but they're not hard. Right. They're not hard. You just got to power through. And I will tell you, it's worth it. Because fingerless mitts, when you've got this gap, so much air gets down there.
For sure, yeah.
And having to have fingers stops that flow of air.
Mm-hmm.
So there.
They're gorgeous.
I love them.
Was he so excited when he discovered you were knitting him?
I think so.
What do you mean? He didn't do a cartwheel?
No cartwheels.
He didn't get his pom-poms out?
I think he's going to love them because his hands get very cold.
Totally. I know Benny has that problem too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next Christmas I'm making them. Forever, all the guys. Don't tell them. Oh my gosh. Nobody heard. Everyone's like, what is she whispering
What
about?
is she even saying?
Where's my volume button? So, that, and then, oh my gosh, this is heaven. Look at this bag.
What in the world are you about to show?
Sorry.
Look at the bag.
Look at the bag. So, of course, Amy Beth, that's Rural Speaks, who, Amy Beth, you probably don't watch this, but she's one of my favorite podcasters.
She's amazing. I need to get back into podcasting, but I do love her.
You need to watch her because she is one that when it comes up, probably every other week, just timing-wise, but then I have one in my pocket that I can watch. I love her podcast. Her bags are to die for. And I have like 3. I think it's Dad's probably done.
Okay. Oh my God. I need to hear all about this project because I think this is what I want to do with mine.
You do.
Lacey sent me a picture of hers.
Did she finish?
I don't
know how she
might have.
I say that. You can do one of these a day. Okay. So can you hold that?
I have so many questions.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's okay. So what's the pattern called?
So, hold on. We have a loud person. Look at this.
It's drop dead gorgeous.
Drop dead. So Lacey, it is. Yeah. It's my next legacy blanket. If we have any more babies in the family. No one is pregnant. No one is pregnant. But I loved giving Sweet Emma a legacy blanket.
Oh, so special.
Although then I feel like I never gave the girls a legacy blanket. And what that is a blanket made of all of our yarn.
We should
Just
uncover
our
our
yarn.
mouths for anybody.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So, legacy blanket.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is...
Did y'all hear that? Holy
You
cow.
see her?
No, she's not
No.
jumped up.
You'll see her go.
She goes high.
She goes to the top.
Like,
Okay.
at least as my height. Okay.
So, Lacey totally inspired me because I want to talk to her every year before Advent to see what she's doing because she picks the best Advent projects.
Every year.
Last year, she picked a crochet blanket. Did she actually do the Nautical one?
I can't remember the pattern, but I will put Lacey's Instagram handle in the description. Hi, Lacey.
Yes. Hi, Lacey. So, so last year, she inspired me to do a DK crochet out of all of ours, and that's what I gave Kristen for Mother's Day for Emma.
Yes.
And it's not a tiny baby blanket. It's a good size, will grow with them. Okay, so this is the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose.
Who I love, by the way.
I thought you did. I've watched her.
I haven't watched, I was so limited with my Vlogmas watching this year, but last year I watched her Vlogmas and loved it.
I think I did too because you told me about her. And this pattern is just lovely. This morning, everyone was like, no, you need to make it full size. It's so beautiful. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I don't know. I definitely want each of the girls to have a legacy blanket too. So maybe I'll go bigger. So each square, it takes the Advent colorway. It takes half a ball, so 10 grams.
So you can get 2 squares out of 1 mini.
Out of 1 mini. DK is what I'm using.
Yep, DK.
So I have a half of ball left of all the others.
Okay.
Also, then I'm going to add in the cookie colors. Because there's
swap.
9 of those,
God, I
which
forgot
yours
about
are in the
that.
other room. Totally
I have
forgot.
to grab them.
Don't let me forget. So I am loving it. I don't know what size needles I'm using. Am I doing what they're saying? And then I am following up the other side with our vanilla bean. So far, I'm on my second skein.
Okay.
But if you choose to do that, and I don't know how many you're going to end up needing, but it doesn't matter. You can order them as you need them. If you don't want to say order 5 or 6 at a time, order 2. Now, Lacey, I believe, is using pewter.
Yes.
And I believe she ordered 5
I was just
skeins.
going to say, I'm sure she did the math correctly.
Yes.
So
So
based off of what Lacey got.
Yes. Do you think
Lacey.
she's doing the full blanket?
I want to say yes.
Okay.
I want to say
Well,
yes.
now we're talking to the center of our mouths because it's harder to hear. So these are the options. You can do baby or pet.
Pet?
I know. Lap, square, left, rectangle, or a throw.
Okay.
I'm not using that.
So tell me, it's pick up as you go.
Yes, and short rows, which is wild.
rows.
And so
Okay,
I
okay.
got this. I think I've told this story maybe on my live because I don't think we've podcasted. I got this and started reading, and I saw short rows, short rows, short rows, and I was like, nope. Which that's me again.
I get it.
Gloves,
Yep,
this like,
yep.
and oh my gosh, A, it is so easy.
Yes.
B, it is so fun. And C, it makes the most beautiful join. So don't let that stop you, whether you know how to do a short row or not. Don't let that stop you.
And following her instructions for short rows.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Okay.
It's is it the German?
Could be.
I think it's the German short rows.
Is it where you pull it to the back to make a double stitch? Yeah.
Yes. And I thought, I can't even in my head understand how short rows, like how
they function and how they do what they do.
Yeah, and how will they join? How will that look? It's fabulous. It's a brilliant design.
Did it remind you did you ever knit a half and half?
I have one upstairs. Was that short row join?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I totally
It's been
forgot
a
how to
long
make
time
it.
since I made mine.
I love that.
I do
should
too.
finish it.
Charlie has taken mine.
Oh,
It's
I
her-
love that.
It's
Though.
hers. It's hers now.
I love it because she's loving it.
Just means
Yeah.
I get to knit another one.
I know, and I have mine upstairs. Oh man,
I don't even remember what colors you chose.
burgundy and gray. It's gorgeous.
You should finish that. That is mindless right there.
I know. Except I'd have to know where I left off.
I think it's all I don't think there's many places you could have left off.
Okay.
Like, I think it's all like the same row, just with like more stitches.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. Anyways, oh my gosh. First of all, it works up so fast. I can do a square, I want to say a day easily.
Lacey was saying, she's like, I have so many ends to weave in.
I've been knitting them in.
Have you? That's so smart.
Yeah, see right there?
Oh, yeah.
Knitting them in. Yeah, and you can decide the technique you want. You can decide if you want to make it larger by doing the left side technique. So there's left, right, and top. This is a top.
What does that mean?
So the top, you are like...
Is this giving away too much for a paper?
I don't think so. I picked up all the stitches already. Now I'm short rowing back and forth. To me, that would mean nothing if I wasn't making it.
Right.
So yeah, so like this is a top pickup. This would be a left pickup.
Oh, okay. In reference to where you pick up the stitches.
Where you pick up the stitches.
Okay.
I prefer a right side pickup. I can go heavier that way.
Oh.
That makes sense in my brain, but it might not.
Okay. Well, it's just good information to have.
No idea what size needles. Looks like a 6.
You can't tell? Or it doesn't say?
Oh,
right there.
You can see that. Oh my gosh.
6.
6.
Yes.
Yeah. My magical power.
And it's DK weight.
DK weight. You can do it to your heart's desire, how you want it. You could create a pattern. It's fabulous.
You could pick 2 colors. Get 5 skeins of one color, 5 skeins of another, and have it just be a 2-color, really beautiful.
I'm totally into Scrappy right now.
Oh my God. Well, clearly.
I know.
Me too.
Yeah, talk about that. Because people, and I know why, because I'm sitting here dying over it. They die over this.
I think it's the colors. I think so this is, I'm pretty sure 100%, if not 99, no, I think it's 100% Legacy Fiber Arts DK
It looks like
yarn.
it.
This is the Cozy Comfort Throw by Molly Klatt, who owns a homespun house, yarn dyeing, and podcast
Had
on
a
YouTube.
great Vlogmas.
Which
cracking
I
up.
still need to finish.
Oh my gosh,
She's
she watches us in the tub.
She's
Periscope.
freaking hilarious. I love her so much because she is so authentically herself.
She is. She is who she
shines from her heart, and I love her.
Yes, I agree, 100%.
So this is her pattern. It is the most simple here. You know what I'm going to do?
It's gigantic. Are you almost done?
This is my last mini skein. And then I was thinking, because I'm here, this could actually roll right into what we were going to talk about next, I think, which is the colors, the new colors. And after that, I'm going to do the border.
What is the border?
I'm going to do an I-cord. It's an applied I-cord.
That's what you do on this one, I think.
And I remember doing it for my first one that I made for Graham and loving it. I think
this one.
Yeah. I think I want to use hope. I want to wrap my blanket up in hope for 2025.
Our colorway of the year.
Yes.
That will look gorgeous on
so
there.
Pretty. I was going to do something like vanilla bean or gray and kind of like ground it, but then I was like, no,
we need hope.
We need hope.
We need hope. I feel like
in all ways
to go into song. I couldn't think
of
hope.
What we need hope. So yes, it's a great pattern. I did put all of the details over on Instagram. I don't think I have a Ravelry page for it. It's all DK weight.
8.
This one, no, I don't. I think it's 7. Very close.
So close.
So size 7s, as long as of a cord as I could find. And 120 gram mini skein gave me 5 garter bumps or 10 rows, and I was left with 2 grams left over.
So you know how I could see this too? For somebody that's like, oh, I don't have enough of the so you could do every other row, have it be striped with like vanilla bean in between.
I think Rachel Poulin, Rachel, if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure it was you on Instagram.
That name is so familiar.
She's doing black in between.
Stunning.
Because it's giving
that.
Can you even?
Black is a hard one. You'd have to go
Probably
to
commercial yarn.
Commercial yarn for black.
That's what I would do for sure.
For something like that, yeah.
And then someone else asked, I'm not going to remember the name off the top of my head. How do you wash something like that? And I go, I think you mean, do you wash something like that?
Well, I could see it soaking.
I could even just see washer and then lay it out.
Yeah.
Maybe not lay it out.
Wash. It is
superwash, yeah.
No, I would wash it. I would spin it dry. Like we have a spinner.
If you have a spinner, yeah.
I would spin it dry and then hang it to really dry.
Yeah.
Spin it to get all the water out of it.
Mm-hmm. And then get like one of those, like a drying rack.
Yeah.
And then...
or on a sunny day, just lay it out.
Yeah. Yeah, wait for the summertime and wash it then.
Yeah. And
so,
again, do you wash?
That's what I said. But then she was so funny. She came back. She's like, well, I have a cat and a dog. And like, so I get that.
Yeah, you need to. Once in a while.
And
you could even do it where, like, say the in-between color was half that amount to give it, do you know what I mean?
Totally. So, like, you have 5 rows of the color and maybe 2 rows.
2 rows, yeah. Darn it.
Oh. It's so fun. So this was my year of minis. I mean, there were definitely scraps in here as well. Like, there are some stripes, like this fluorescent yellow, where it was a scrap. So I only got 3 rows of garter.
Oh, that was one of our monthly DK colorways.
Mm-hmm. And I used it for something, and I was like, well, I have enough to get some rows in. But generally speaking, a 20-gram mini with a size 7 needle gave me 5 garter bumps, aka 10 rows with 2 grams left over.
Totally forgot I had this.
I love that blanket.
Oh my gosh. So this is my...
People are dying though because we're not doing our DK minis.
I've got nothing
I
left.
know, but it's so funny how it's always, this is always the thing, like when we're podcasting, that I'm like, this is what I'm working on.
I know, look at this. Isn't this so fabulous?
Mm-hmm. I have mine on my bed.
I want this on my bed.
You need it on your bed.
Because it's light enough where it's not gonna, I have so many heavy, and like I have a quilt that I can add, but it's stiff. Like this is so like
so cozy.
Oh darn it! This is so beautiful.
Our blankets. That's a DK jelly roll.
Yeah. If there was only one thing I could do for the rest of my life, it would be this.
One thing to knit on. You could do blankets
or the new Penrose one.
Once this one's off of my needles, that one's going immediately on.
You should. You're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh darn it! This is so good / bad because now I want to
knit everything.
Although I did finish my work for the day.
Make sure Justin doesn't need anything. Hang on, let's just do it. Okay, we're back.
Oh look, I should have done that a long time ago.
Hold it down.
Yeah, it looks neater.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You sound like Charlie. She's like, but it has to be everything. Like she's so particular.
So particular. And she's so, I was thinking about this the other day. She's so precise.
So
precise. What that makes me say is, because I always thought like my way of being an artist is being very controlled.
Yeah.
And I never knew if that was in me or that's just the environment.
Yeah.
And I think it's just in us.
I think it's just in you because the environment she's growing up in is not at all precise.
No. And she colors in, I'm not kidding you guys, adult coloring books. And I don't like the word perfect.
It's just like painstakingly accurate.
Accurate. I like that word better because perfect to me is just such a harmful word.
Yeah.
She's so accurate and she enjoys it.
She does.
It feels like she enjoys it.
She does. The problem is she so extremely doesn't enjoy it if it's not like that.
Yeah.
And
so that's just in her.
It's just in her. And we keep trying to teach her like art is different. Art has to be, doesn't have to be, but art can be anything. And like I showed her something she drew probably a year ago last night. And I was like, look at how far you've come. Like that's progress. Like it doesn't have to be.
She's amazing. They both are.
But then she's like, but I don't like that. Like I don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's very deeply ingrained in her. And I am not like that. Justin is not like that.
Well, Justin is though, in his art.
He is kind of like that in his art. That's true.
Art, he is. He's very But
he uses graph paper.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes, he is. And I definitely am.
Yeah.
And I've tried to break away from that.
Yeah.
But I think I look at her and go, wow, that's just innately in her. That is not, you have not put that in her.
Lily's not like that, so it's not like she's trying to be that way to impress her sister.
No, just the opposite.
She's so the opposite.
They are two totally different types of artists, which is amazing.
Pretty cool to have, yeah.
It's very cool to have.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about my finished object that I finished in like hours.
It's like a day, not even. It's so, is that your favorite,
Crunkled.
Crunkled.
The umbrella toe, Kay Jones. You probably don't watch us, but Kay Jones.
Genius.
We
will put this pattern down.
Yes.
Is the crunkled sock written with the umbrella toe, or did you?
Yes.
It is.
It is. Because I just have to glimpse at it, and then I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot! I always look at one of her other socks because not all her socks have them. They all have very cool toes, but this is my go-to because it's rounded. I love a rounded toe.
Look at that.
I know.
It really looks like an umbrella.
I know.
It's so good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, and okay, so this is our new colorway. It's our signature colorway of the year. It's called Hope.
I was gonna say
leave that empty
space.
Leave
that right there.
We're gonna leave that empty space. And oh my goodness, I've got to tell you, if your budget allows, Cozy Toes.
That's our cashmere fingering weight base.
This is Cozy Toes. It is so squishy.
And for anybody whose concern might be, will it wear as well as steel toes? It will, because there's nylon in it, and in the most compromised places, the toe and the heel, you are getting steel toes.
Well, you have to order that special. So
Oh, that's true.
Yes. So we should have that as an add-on. Because there are people that do Cozy Toes but really want this, and it doesn't come in the Cozy Toes base.
Yeah.
So I always encourage them to just get a steel toes base mini, which is this right here. And
I'm going to look at the product details and see. I'll put it on the screen right here if it is an option. And if it like, because I'm wondering if I go to the Hope Cozy Toes and add like a drop down to plus mini skein. I'll put on the screen here if it's an option, and if it is, it will be linked down below.
Yes. And I know with our last colorway, or one of our last ones, a lot of people were like, oh, can I get that? Will it work? And yes, that's what I did. I love it. I've also gone higher. It took a lot of patience on my part.
Looks beautiful.
Because when I wear my Uggs, socks just slip down. They drive me crazy.
Have you blocked them?
Not the ones I've been wearing. Will that make a difference?
It has made a difference for me, for sure. Because that little shelf for your heel, it has blossomed so that it's no longer like, does that make sense?
Yes. So there it is. Oh my gosh, I enjoyed making this sock so much.
And the colorway is so good. I love it. And so, as I mentioned earlier, we are selling last year's signature colorway for 10% off right now. I don't know when that will end.
I don't either.
We're going to figure that out. But if you're watching it within a week of this being posted, then it is very likely that it is still 10% off.
Yes.
All of our bases.
So I dyed up a bunch this morning.
The camera's right by the green.
Oh, sorry.
No. You'll just probably be able to see it better.
Yeah. So there it is. Breathe. It's one of my favorites.
I love it.
I had on Breathe socks yesterday, and you have on a Breathe hat.
Breathe hat.
All the bases, all the combos. This is that goes with it. If you order that. I love having a signature colorway.
I do
of
too.
the year. I really, really do. It's usually something we think a lot about. I've already cast on the second one. That's what I was working on.
That's amazing.
I know.
No second socks?
No, because I enjoy this knit so much.
You need it right now.
I do, and I really need something mindless but the pattern just gives me that little bit of what I enjoy.
It's like a self-striping skein of yarn without being self-striping.
Yes, yes. It's just interesting enough to keep me interested. So yeah, so that, and the other new colorway since we last spoke, which I love.
I might need to grab a skein if you have an extra one.
You can take one of these.
Okay.
Champagne Kisses. It was our New Year's Eve cast on. I love this. Oh, again, wrong side.
It's so sweet.
Oh, sorry, I just dropped that.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's just soft, and oh my gosh, I love it.
I do too.
Comes with the 2 mini skeins,
which I love. We used to do that a lot, and we haven't in a while, so it's kind of fun.
I kind of wanted to with Hope, and then I was like, oh, we won't this time, because it does add to the cost.
Totally.
So we don't want to do it every time, but for this one, it really mattered, I thought. Also, I'm lazy and don't like to add on the mini skein.
For like heels and toes.
Heels and toes, because it creates, then you've got to weave it all in. But what I've started to do is not do it on the cuff, because it's so rare you can see the cuff.
And the cuff is the most annoying end to weave in.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Exactly. And this is nothing.
No.
I'm really into knitting in my ends lately.
That's so smart.
I really am.
And then you just snip them at the end.
When I can. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, so we've been knitting a lot.
We have. I haven't even been really aware of it, but I have.
Because I feel like it's mindless knitting. So funny, Shopify. So when a Shopify order comes through and I'm doing a live, I know it's one of my customers.
Yeah.
So immediately in my head, I went, oh, somebody's ordering. That's watching.
We are not live.
Sorry, we're not live. I was thinking we should do a live someday.
That could be fun.
The grocery girls do it all the time now.
I know.
And I really enjoy it.
Seems like it would be fun.
And I think it'd be fun.
I agree. Like, just have something like this, super mindless to knit on. And
Just schedule it like a couple days ahead of time so people know. Probably do it during a lunch hour kind of thing.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should do that. Keep your ears and eyes peeled.
Yeah. Keep it peeled.
That's really those are the most significant things that I had to show.
That's all I've got.
Well, we're rewatching. Oh, no, it's not. We're both rewatching Schitt's Creek. Why, you ask? Because
we are so bad.
Well, I'm glad I was like, should we do TV and books? And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's a reason we're watching the TV show.
I don't know how we've lasted 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure.
By the skin of our teeth.
I think people just feel sorry for us. Like, oh, let's keep them going.
No, do you know what I think it is? I think we're very relatable.
I think so.
I don't think we're the only ones that are like this.
No, this is yeah, go ahead.
So we are both rewatching Schitt's Creek, both for the joy of it and because since concluding our 2-year run with our DK Minis Club, we decided it's time for a switch up. We are going to be doing a sock club a sock set of the month club. Oh my God.
We all know what you mean.
Yeah. At least for this year. And we are doing the colorways based on one of our favorite shows to ever come out, Schitt's Creek. It kind of coincides with our signature colorway. It gives hope. It's acceptance. It is this beautiful world, this town that again is like so beautifully dysfunctional.
So special. Go back. I'm so bad. I always know that you post and then I'm like, oh, I should go look at it. Your Schitt's Creek post was so good.
Was it?
It was so good. So go back and read it. It's lovely. It's like you wandered through the town.
Oh, yes. It's also on the product listing.
Oh,
I took it from there. Yeah.
Okay. It's so great.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it. But yeah, I think I've watched it in completion at least 7 times from start to finish. At least.
That's impressive. I think I've done 2.
Really?
I don't have as much time to just be, do you know what I mean? Like,
I just leave it on a loop in here when I'm working.
See, and I can't do that with the kids.
I know.
They would just stand at the counter and watch it. So,
yeah, I watched it on a loop and I love that show.
It's quite as perfect as a show can be.
Yes.
That is the show.
Yes. Okay, so Okay, so let's finish talking about that, and then I'm going
Yes.
to tell you the show that is now comparable. Because Schitt's Creek has always been my number
Is it
one.
Abbott Elementary?
No, but I love
I know
that
you love
show.
Abbott Elementary. Okay.
Okay, so in that club, we have lots of offerings. We have micro skeins, which are 50-gram sock
Micro
sets.
sock sets. Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Micro sock sets, regular sock sets. And then we have, I am going to be dyeing up DK minis of that colorway.
The main colorway.
The main color that you can add on for your blanket. So we haven't forgotten about your blankets.
Just going to be little snippets here and there.
Yes, and I try to do that. I haven't done it with Hope yet. I might try to get a little DK mini of that going. Group it in with other things. Like maybe after we do maybe I'll do it with Champagne Kisses.
Yeah, like maybe we do like a quarterly DK sock.
Of
or
all
DK
our colorways.
bundle.
Yeah. Because we love them as much as you love them.
Truly.
It's just $6 a month. It's like they started to feel like they were looking the same. And that's when I was like, oh, this doesn't feel fresh enough. So that.
Yeah. So yeah, you can either do full sock set, micro sock set, full sock set plus the DK mini, or micro sock set plus the mini.
DK mini, yes.
And I'm so excited to see what you come up with for the first.
I'm a little stressed about the first one.
Are you? Is it just because you just haven't done it before?
I just need to get on a roll with it. We will have a conference about it.
Maybe a lunch date. We haven't done a lunch date.
We need a lunch date.
We need a working lunch.
We need a working lunch. Also, we think we have this year's Advent subject. I had a new one come in though for me.
What?
I'll
clip it out.
But we have that kind of on the back burner that we just need to wrap up details. I'm thinking we'll be releasing them early spring. We kind of just fall into line with all the dyers.
When we see them start to come out, we're like, we should probably get our act together.
Yeah, and honestly, I used to struggle with it. I don't anymore because what it does is it allows us to buy all our supplies and get to work. Yeah. Get to work. And it takes that long, you guys. I used to be in denial. It takes that long.
It does, and it's okay.
Yeah. So it'll probably be, I'm thinking March, April would be my guess. Okay, so then we'll slide into my favorite show that's right up there with Schitt's Creek. Shrinking.
I've got to give it another go.
Did you give up?
I didn't give up, no. But Justin and I were watching it together, and he, like, the beginning is, like, where it kind of sets up, like, why he is where he is.
It's rough.
And Justin was like, this is so heavy. Yeah, and I was like,
not that.
I get that, but I also know that it's not, like, it felt very Ted Lasso to me, and in some parts.
Who is the creator? Is it the Ted Lasso creator?
I wouldn't be surprised.
It could be.
But I know, because everybody I talked to was like, just keep watching it.
It's the same as Schitt's Creek. The first 2 episodes, I shut it off and didn't come back till a year later.
Wait, for Schitt's Creek?
Oh, yeah. Roland was so gross.
Oh, my God. And can you believe... Okay, we do not really swear on this podcast. And we're not swearing. But his name is Roland Shit. Roll in shit. Like...
Yeah. It's so... And he's icky throughout, but you fall in love with him.
Yes. You kind of just know what to expect with him.
You know what to expect because he's really icky in one sense.
Just very, like, crass and, like, very unpolished.
But yet he's so accepting.
Yeah. Has a heart of gold underneath it all.
Right. So, and it's funny because I wanted to restart Shrinking, and I'm hedging because of that first episode.
I mean, not just the first episode.
Is it more than one?
A lot of the episode. I mean, all of them up until where we stopped. He's still very much grappling with the wife, and then I love the patient. So I don't remember names for any of the characters.
I don't either. It's so good. Dad loves that show.
Maybe I'll just watch it on my own.
I would,
because Melissa keeps saying that too, and she said, Roy from Ted Lasso. When she told me he's in it, I'm like, well, I have to go back.
Yes.
Because I'm in love with
him. And the last episode of this season, it's just, I love it. I'm obsessed with it, and it's over, and we're so like, it's over.
Was it renewed though for a third?
I want to say yes. Harrison, everybody in it.
I love the female, so again, I don't remember any names, psychiatrist.
Oh, I love her. She's one of my favorites. The
She's
neighbor.
Perfect. The neighbor.
The woman, she gets better and better.
Oh my God, she's
and better.
perfect.
I follow her on Instagram. I love her.
Her husband cracked me up. He was one of the funniest characters in some of the episodes.
The
neighbor's husband.
Well, he was in Happy Days. He's such an old school.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
He was like, I'm pretty sure it was Happy Days. He was the cool, really handsome. He always played the role.
Was Happy Days Fonzie?
Mm-hmm.
That's Henry Winkler.
No, I know.
Oh.
But no, I feel like that's where he first came in. I could be totally wrong.
Did I say Fonzie? Was his name Fonzie?
Yeah, it was Fonzie.
Isn't there a Fonzie Bear from the Muppets?
Yeah.
Or is that Fozzie Bear?
Fozzie.
The Fozzie Fonzie conundrum.
Yeah. Okay, so reading.
Okay. So I finished Colors of the Dark. All the Colors of the Dark.
You finished.
Gutted.
Yeah. I'm listening to the other one. We begin at the end.
You start. I'm right now. I'm at this place where I read that. I just finished this morning Grave Talk.
Oh, that's the one you said I shouldn't read.
It's good. It's just it like balances heavy with funny in a really good way. I could see it becoming a movie.
But wasn't there something that you were like, don't read it, you won't like it, it's not good for you?
Was it Grave Talk that was about?
I thought so.
It could. I don't remember. I remember saying that to you, but I don't remember what I was referring to.
I want to say it was that.
It was a great book. I will read more of his books, but I've just been one after the other book of like really heavy, like really compelling writing, but like my soul just feels heavy from my reading.
So I am reading James.
Is it heavy though? Because I want to read that, but I'm like, I can't do another heavy right now.
It's not that kind of heavy. I'm so curious because I'm embarrassed to say I don't think I ever read Huckleberry Finn. I feel like I dabbled at it, and I dabbled at Tom Sawyer. And James, I'm so curious because I feel like they're rewriting Huckleberry Finn from his James's perspective. Eyes.
Yeah, I think that's what it...
But I don't get how you do that because it feels so similar.
Interesting. See, I never read Huckleberry Finn either.
I'm going to listen to it because I believe on Audible it will be free.
Probably, yeah.
I'm so curious. I'm enjoying it, but I'm also just the curiosity is killing me. Like, am I just rereading? Although I don't think I read it.
I doubt it because I feel like that one's up for like awards and stuff like that.
It is. It's got rave reviews and it's very good.
You're just having a hard time figuring out what is just being repeated and what is...
Yes, I'm curious. People will probably answer me here. And did I read Huckleberry Finn? I just don't remember.
I don't remember either. I don't have an active memory of reading it. Like,
obviously it was like a story that everyone knows of the name, but do I know these? I don't know.
Well, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, I ran to Barnes & Noble for my coffee before I came here, and James, it's been in the same spot with the same display for so long, and I almost just grabbed a copy, and I was like, no, I want to, like, be in the place where I can buy it and dive in.
Yes.
I don't know why. I'm like, maybe I'm holding it up on too much of a pedestal.
No, I also feel like I buy books and they get in a pile and I don't read them. Mm-hmm. I have a pile from you still. I have a very big gift certificate to the Elegant book.
What's the Elegant book?
Eloquent down the street.
Oh my gosh, you've got to go.
Except I'm going to be like, oh, do I spend it on this? Or I'm so bad.
For me, I always try, like when I buy physical books, with a few exceptions, I always want them to be a book that I know I'm going to either want to reread or I want the kids to be able to read someday.
Same.
And I got this, so Justin for Christmas, you already know this, but he got me one of those little like paper presses, and it says from the library of Chelsea Zakorowicz, and then it's like a book with flowers coming out of it.
It's an embossing thing.
Embossing, thank you.
I almost bought it for you like 100 times.
So funny.
So fun. I'm so glad I did.
Well, I've wanted one for years, and I didn't tell anybody until Justin was like, do you have any Christmas ideas? And I was like, well, actually.
That's a good one.
I know. Well, I was so dumb. So right during Christmas season, I had a gift certificate to Barnes & Noble. I don't remember from who or for... Oh, maybe for my birthday from Lisa
from
and Joe.
Lisa, yeah.
And so I bought myself a copy of Demon Copperhead because I've wanted one for my library forever.
Such a good book. I could never read it again, though.
I will. I definitely will.
Oh, I don't think my heart could.
I will at some point. It just sucks you in, and I just remember it's a great book.
It's a great book. She's a great writer.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, but of course Justin bought me a copy for Christmas. So now I have 2 copies of Demon Copperhead, so if you ever want to read it again.
Yes. Did you read her Poisonwood Bible? I think it's the same author.
No, it is the same author.
Such a good book.
I haven't read anything else of hers because I'm really, I'm like scared.
No, Poisonwood Bible, so good. I could read that again.
Okay, that's good to know.
Also finished A Day in December.
Oh, One Day in December.
One Day in December.
How did you feel about it? Did you like it?
You know what? I continue to be in a reading funk. I'm not happy about it. Even with James, I'm reading. Last night I read for quite a while, but this whole 5 to 10 pages at a time.
Oh, I can't do it.
Oh,
I would rather just not read at all.
I know. See, and I have to read before I go to sleep. That's just, I've done that my entire being. I read before I go to bed. But I've also been knitting and reading James, which is helpful.
It keeps you focused a lot.
I also think I need a new Kindle because I turn the page and it says, rate this book. It comes to the end.
Oh, you do need a new Kindle.
It's driving me crazy, but I figured out how to fix it. You go back home, you kind of start over.
Okay. But that's still, you shouldn't have to do that.
No, it's so annoying. And you know what? This Kindle's really old, so I may get myself. They're going to wonder, what is she doing with all these Kindles? Because we bought one for Ben and Kristen.
Oh my God.
For having Emma. We like to do a personal gift.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like, God, how many more does she need? 5 or 10.
Listen, it was gift giving season.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to read tonight, and I have Paper Palace.
That's good.
Well, I know, but I remember starting it at one point and then just falling off. But I was also in a reading funk when I tried starting it.
It's a really good book.
Is it heavy? Do you remember?
I can't remember. I just remember bits and pieces.
I really
Aren't they on the Cape? Or...
Yeah, it's the Cape. Yeah, it's Cape Cod, and it's from what I read on the jacket, it was she kind of has a dalliance with a childhood flame, and her husband and her mom are inside, and then it's kind of a whole grappling of what could have been versus what is.
Yes.
Again, this was all on the jacket. I'm not giving anything away.
It's coming back. I say yes because it's not a big book, is it?
Not really. I think it's a standard 350.
Yeah, I say yes.
Okay, so that'll be my next one. Yeah,
I've kind of gotten back to. I think we talked about this last time. Is I'm really most interested in reading novels. Versus rom-com, which I totally enjoy.
Sometimes I just need a palate cleanser, and that's what a rom-com will do for me.
But what was happening with me is they were becoming what I read instead of a palate cleanser.
Totally.
And I enjoyed them while I was reading them, but now I'm not anymore.
And that's the key, yeah.
Yeah, so I really want to get back to finding some good novels.
If you guys have any recommendations or if you've read anything good, please pop it down in the comments.
Yes, that's the hardest part is picking a book out of nowhere.
Do you have a Goodreads account? I know we've had this conversation a million times.
I do, and I really don't know how to do it.
You just go, I don't know if you follow anybody, but a lot of times you do. Just go on and scroll, and it'll give you suggestions as you're scrolling.
Okay.
That's this is new in sci-fi this month. And
yes, I get those
reviews.
emails. Okay.
It's a starting point if you don't have anybody to talk to about it.
I tend to be a trendy reader. I want to be up on the newest and most exciting.
I get that.
Yeah. We got to go. Super late.
We do got to go. I have no idea what time it is.
I don't either. 1:00.
1:00.
My gosh, I hope we haven't been doing this for 2 hours.
I don't think so. Probably about an hour and 15 would be my guess. We'll cut it. We'll edit it out. All right. Well, hey, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, this was fun.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We've got lots of fun things coming. Thanks for joining us always. And supporting us. I can't believe year 10.
Year 10.
I think year 9 for dying.
Yeah.
I think we podcasted about a year before we started.
Yeah. Don't forget to hold on to a little bit of hope, whether it's in yarn form or in your heart. Hold on to hope as we enter into this new year.
We've got it.
We've got this, y'all. We can do this.
We've got this.
And yeah, thank you for a great 10 years. And here's to
Why
hopefully
am I enjoying this so much.
10 more.
Ooh, 10 more. Wow.
Listen, dream big.
I'm going for 5.
All right, 5 more.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10 more.
Who knows?
Either way, we're always going to have our needles up at the end.
Yeah, always.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Put on the notifications if you are really committed to these videos, like we are. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. Needles up.
Needles up.
Bye.
Bye.